Nitya Martino here, Art and Soul 108. How is everybody this morning? So, we're going live, and tomorrow we're going to be going live too. And Thursday I have a plan on doing a chair yoga, but it's going to be, excuse me, just coming on at 10 o'clock. And that's Thursday rather. Thursday is going to have some practices that you can do seated in a chair. It's for people that are not able to get on the floor. It's also for people that are sitting at their desks a lot. So that's going to be on Thursday. And so I want to thank you all for being here. I see everybody popping on this morning. So yeah, today, Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be live. And that's it. So today's about balance, and it's not what you think. So I have this in the comments, and you can read it. Let me just get to it here. Balance is more than just standing on one leg or balancing on a hand and a knee or a leg. So I invite you to think about keeping the breath balanced as we practice, to keep the mind in a centered place. Okay? Some of the breathing practices we cultivate allow the mind and the hemispheres of the mind to be balanced on different, allow the mind to be balanced. So I open the thought to you about balancing on different subjects and things that happen in your life. So I open the thought to you about having balance on different subjects and things that happen in your life. Now, can you keep a Sattvic peaceful energy in the mind, the body, and the spirit, whatever it is that goes on in your life? Okay, even something, I put this down, even something as simple as dropping a glass of water and breaking all over the place while you're trying to get out of the house and you don't want the dog to step in it. Okay, like that's a real life happening. Luckily, that hasn't happened recently. Knock on wood. So can you retain your equanimity in all situations, all the time, no matter what? So I'm going to say it's a practice. It's a challenge, and it's something that we need to focus and practice on. Okay, so yeah, so that's what I wanted to work with today. And so see how you can bring that idea of being balanced in all situations. Like when the dog's barking and I'm trying to teach a yoga class, or, whatever it is. So maybe nowadays we don't have as much frustrating us, or maybe we have more. It depends on where you are. So I'm going to get started this morning, and I thank you all for being here. So, yeah, thanks. So get comfortable, seated position. Excuse me. And we're going to get started. So take a comfortable seated position and have the eyes closed and the awareness within. And just have the shoulders back and down. And we're going to start with the breath. As I said, today's class is about balance. Excuse me, so it's not always about balancing on one leg. First, we start with balancing the breath. So today we're going to start with an even inhale and an even exhale. So make sure you find the body expand on your inhalations and contract on your exhalations. I'd like you to add a count. So if you're inhaling to a count of 5, exhale slowly to a count of 5. Feel your belly soften and relax. Feel your shoulders relax. Nice full deep breaths. And let the belly really relax on your inhale. Feel the belly softening. Feel the pelvic floor relaxing. Really relax the body on the inhalation. And as you exhale, gently toning the tummy back, but lift your pelvic floor gently and safely. Feel your jaw soften. Feel your knees press down. Feel your sit bones ground. And if you can inhale more, say if you're inhaling to 5 and now you can inhale to 7 and exhale to 7, let's do that. But you want to feel the body soft and relaxed as you inhale. You want to feel the softening of the body. Feel it very relaxed. Feel a lengthening through the torso as you exhale slowly. But again, we're inhaling and exhaling to the same count this morning. And at the end of your next exhale, release your breath. Excuse me. And what we're going to do is we're going to do Nadi Shuddhi, which is alternate nostril breath. Now that helps to balance the hemispheres in the brain. So if you're not familiar with it, you use the right hand. I know this doesn't look like my right hand, but this is my right hand. And I make a gentle fist. I release the thumb and the ring and the pinky finger like so. I keep these two fingers down, my index and my middle finger, and this is a mudra. So I sit tall, I keep my head centered, and I gently close off the right nostril with my right thumb and slowly exhale through the left nostril. Then I inhale through the left nostril. I close it with the ring finger, releasing the thumb. And then I exhale slowly through the right nostril. Then I inhale through the right. Let the body expand and relax. Close off the right. And exhale through the left. Inhale left. I close that off with the ring finger again, and then I continue. So you continue. What you're doing is you're exhaling, inhaling, and switching. We're using the right hand. The thumb is on the right nostril when that's closed. And when we switch to the opposite side, we're using the ring finger gently on that little notch on the side of your nose. It's an exhale, an inhale, and a switch. So we're going to stay with this for a few rounds. You can add a count to this if you'd like. Again, an even count, even inhale, even exhale. And And the next time you exhale slowly out through the right nostril. Release your hands. Keep your eyes closed and let your hands rest on your lap. Notice how you feel. So we're going to continue with the practice like this. I know some of you who take my class are on, and in the beginning of the breathing practices, we generally extend the exhalation to relax the mind and body. There's many different pranayama practices, so I'm just starting to introduce different ones to you all as I do in a class. So let me adjust the camera. And we're going to stay working with the breath. Again, if you need to sit up on something, sit up on a pillow or a blanket for breathing practices. So we're going to stay with the breath, and we're going to actually count as we inhale and count as we exhale. So you're going to reach your arms out and then let them lay on the ground. Make sure you have enough room to reach out, okay? And with the same count that you were breathing with earlier, you're going to inhale up. So Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7. And then Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7. Relaxing. So I'm using the count of 7. If your breath is not that long, or if it's longer, only go up to 10. So let's continue at your own pace. 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7. Okay? So now, start the movement when you start the breath. Finish the movement when you finish the breath. So one thing I like to tell students, something that I do, so I'm breathing to a count of 10 on my own. When I get to about 5 here, then I know I'm halfway through. And then when I come here and I get to a count of about 5, I know I'm about halfway through. So paying full attention, nice full deep breaths. And the next time you lower your arms, release. So we're going to take the right hand to the right knee and take the left hand behind us, so I know I'm backwards on the camera. But listen to what I'm saying, or just make sure you do both sides evenly, please. And come back to center. And I'm going to take the right hand behind me, keeping my left hand on my left knee. Nice deep breaths. And come on to center. Circle the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. And up, forward, and down a few times. And release. So I'm going to come off what I'm seated on. Now, if you find you still need to sit up on something, please do that. And again, we're going to continue to work with the breath. So we're going to drop the left hand and we're going to inhale the right arm up and slowly exhale to the left. Now we're going to start to add the breath. So inhaling Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8. I'm up to 8. And 8 here. 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8. And again. 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8. And continue at your own pace. Find a rhythm with the arms as you're reaching fully up. And make sure you come to center before you start the exhale move over. So being in balance is not just about standing on one leg, or we're going to do that too, but first if we synchronize the breath, we start to slow down the mind. And the next time you come to center, release the arms, stretch your legs out. And hands are behind you, wider than your mat. And you're going to inhale, point, and exhale, flex. Inhale, point, and exhale, flex. Nice full deep breaths. Opening the heart. Press through the palms, shoulders are back and down. Nice full deep breaths. And come to center. Gently circle the ankles together in one direction, but make sure you're not moving your knees or your hips. Your sit bones are grounded. Let the weight feel like it's down in the core. Sit bones are grounded, and then circle in the opposite direction. Nice full deep breaths. Opening through the heart, palms are spread, so really spread those palms wide. You know, if your hands are cramped from maybe on the computers, you want to make sure the hands are wide, fingers are spread. And come to center. Good. So we're going to bring the feet together today. So the big toes, they say big toes together. Now my big toes don't go together, but my bunions do. So I'm going to exhale as I bring my toes towards each other. And, inhale as I open. Exhale as I bring the feet together as I close. Move this. Inhaling. This is where I'm bringing the pinkies back towards my outer knees. And exhale. Now, if your feet don't touch, that's fine. Make sure they're not scooped down. They want to be parallel to all the walls around you. Nice full deep breaths. Fingers are still spread wide. Mine started to come up a little, so I want to make sure I'm pressing. That also helps if you have wrist issues, carpal tunnel. If you need to make fist, make fist. See if you can really turn the arms back, right, instead of rotating them forward. Nice deep breaths. Do what's comfortable. And come on to center. Good. From here, let's bring the soles of the feet together. Sit up tall and gently butterfly the knees up and down. Stay even with your breath. Stay fluid with your breath this morning, okay? And you're going to sit up tall, shoulders back, forward hinge. Now, as you come forward, just let the weight of the body come forward. Press your knees down. Press your sit bones down. Take the core, feel like you're pressing down into the sit bones. This way you can lengthen the heart and the spine forward and a gentle forward hinge. Breathe into the stretches you feel. Make sure your breath is even inhale, even exhale. If you're so inclined to do a longer exhale today, that's fine, but I'm working with a balance and even practice today. So I have a different approach to it today. So practice is like life. Every day is different. The way you feel, the way you are in your asanas. And inhale, come on up. So from here, we're going to do some hip stretches. So we're going to take our feet wide, and this is going to look reversed on the camera, so just do both sides if you get confused, but I'm dropping both my knees to the left, and my left foot is at my right knee. I'm doing this so that I'm not confused teaching this backwards, because this is challenging to teach as it is to students. So now if you see one hip is up higher, you can't get down, you're going to take your blanket or your pillow or your bolster, and you're going to put it underneath the sit bone the left sit bone, okay? So now see how my hips are even? So I don't want it under my right sit bone because I want them both even. So I don't really need a pillow, but I just wanted to really show you. So the pillow will go under your left sit bone. My left hand is behind me. It's not next to me. So I'm going to exhale, turn. Take a nice deep inhale here and feel the stretch. Now we're going to exhale, bring the sit bone back. And we want to try to get those hips square. So inhale, turn. Exhale, drop. Inhale, keep those knees pressing down. So if you can inhale to a count, say of 5. Exhale to a count of 5, right? We want to keep the breath even today. So we don't need to do a lot of different asanas to affect the body. What our goal is to keep the breath and the body moving in a beautiful synchronicity. Inhaling and exhaling, dropping. Hips are square. So you want to try to get that right sit bone even with the left sit bone. If you're on a pillow, that means even with the pillow. Good. Now come through center. So we've got our hips square. We're going to take both hands right into our hip flexors. And we're going to keep the body upright. And we're going to tilt the body forward as we inhale, squeezing those hip flexors. Exhale. So you could go on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. I'm taking my shoulders back. Exhale, rounding. Nice deep breath. Shoulders are back and down. So stay consistent with your breathing. Feel the movement through the hips. Make sure you're comfortable. You should be comfortable in the knees and the hips, so use props to adjust if you need to. And now let's come back to center. Take the left hand behind you. I'm going to take the right hand and reach over, and I'm going to work a twist. Keep pressing the right hip towards the left thigh. Breathe. I'm using my hands. I'm drawing my shoulders back. Nice deep breaths. Lengthen the spine, so press through the hands, lift the ribs, and come on back to center. Now you're going to take both knees up. Whatever side you did before, go to the opposite. So I'm going to the right this time, so my feet are flexed, dropping both knees to the right. Square my hips for you. So if you need to, sit up on a pillow. I'm actually going to, my left hip has been a little tight from an injury I had in the fall last year. I actually fell in the fall. So I'm going to put a pillow under my right sit bone. So I just need a little lift. And I'm adjusting this because my hips are different, and I'm sure a lot of you, your hips are different. So I'm going to take the right hand behind me, and I'm going to inhale, turn, exhale, drop. So I'm adding a count to the breath. So I'm speaking, so I'm not counting. If I was practicing, I'd be moving very slow with the count to the breath, feeling the stretch through the front of the left hip and dropping it. And again, I'm dropping it in line with the right sit bone. I'm not dropping it below the right sit bone, right? Because that's where my tightness seems to be lately. And every day is different, right? Inhale, turning. Keep the knees down. Even when you bring your left hip back, press the sit bone and the knee down. Only do what's comfortable. If you need to come out of a pose before I give the signal, do so, but keep moving. And come on to center. So now our hips are square, and we're going to inhale, come forward, but keep the knees pressing. Exhale, round. Inhale, come up, shoulders back. Exhale, round. I'm intending to press this right knee down. And release. Now I'm going to take my right hand behind me. I'm going to take my left hand with it. And I'm going to work the twist. My hand comes to my altar today. I have my angels out. So you're going to look over your right shoulder. Breathe. Keep pressing the knees down. Breathe into whatever stretch you're feeling. And come on through center. So you can come to a comfortable cross-legged position for a moment. So that practice actually helps to balance your sacral iliac joint. So your sacral iliac joint, sacral iliac, sacrum means sacred bone. Your iliac crest are those hip bones. So when your sacrum and your iliac crest meet back here, that little knobby joint, that bony little knob thing, that's your sacral iliac joint. So that helps to release and balance the muscles that may cause tightness there. So today, like I said, is about balance, but it's not necessarily about balancing on one leg or on your hands and knees. But today, what we're going to do now is to balance on our all fours. Well, three out of four, or 2 out of 4 anyway. And you're going to do only what you're comfortable with, okay? So, we're going to come on to all fours. And of course, my class would not be complete without a cat and cow. I love teaching cat and cow. So, you're going to exhale as you round. Now remember, some of you like to use a block. So put the block between your thighs. Don't forget what your practice is. Okay? Sometimes I use a block when I practice, sometimes I don't. So today we'll use a block. You're going to exhale round, press down through the knees, shoulders back. Inhale, gaze up. Exhaling. Inhaling, shoulders back. And again, ladies and gentlemen, you're counting. So if you're counting to 10, it might look like this. I'm going to inhale. So I'm using a 10 count. I know when I get to the center part of the movement that I should be at about 5. If you're inhaling to say 5, when you get to about 2 or 3, you should be in the center of the movement. So be really mindful. Press down through the palms, press down through the tops of the feet, and really press your knees down as you hug the block consistently, but gently. Shoulders back, nice deep breaths. And come to center. at the top of your next inhale. So I'm going to move my block. Have a nice little cubby hole for it there. And we are going to work with some balance. So make sure you're comfortable. And you're going to take, let's go this way, take your left leg back and your right arm forward. Nice deep breaths. You can either point through the toes or flex the heel. Make sure you're not rocking out to the side. So what I mean by that is this. Make sure you're not pushing the hip out. You want to be into the center so the leg is perpendicular to the floor and the walls around you. So nice full deep breaths. Left leg back, right arm forward. Breathing. There, that works. Shoulders back. Press the top of the right foot down, and you're staying with the even inhale and the even exhale. Nice full deep breaths. And release. So we'll do the opposite side. You're going to take your right leg back and reach the left arm forward. Where am I? Breathe. There we go. Try to stay in the camera. Nice deep breaths. Shoulders back and down. Open the heart. And again, make sure you're not pushing that hip out. It's in the center like I just showed you. Press down through the top of the left foot and lift up through your core. Your breath is still even. Even inhale, even exhale. Keep the thighs in. Don't let that leg fly out to the side. It's straight in line with the hip. And release. Curl your toes. So I'm going to curl the toes this time. And we're going to press back to get a nice stretch through the toes. Extend the arms out. Now, if you cannot come down because your knees hurt or they're not comfortable, just stay on all fours. Also, I have double mats right here underneath my knees. So put a blanket or a pillow. And inhale, come on up. And you're going to cross the ankles and have a seat. Stretch both legs out. And we'll do a little balance. So a little balancing for the core, but it's still balanced nonetheless. Here we go. So we're going to stretch the right leg out, reach it up. Now draw back under the thighs, shoulders back. Nice deep breaths. Smooth inhale. There's a count. You're still counting the inhale, counting the exhale. The end of the next exhale, release the right foot. And the same on the left. Even inhale, count the inhale. Count the exhale. Keep lifting the heart. Nice deep breaths. Some people like to push through the heel. I like to reach through the ball of the foot. Make sure your toes aren't turning out. They're even. And release. Good. Now, if you'd like to do both legs up, I'm going to have you press back into, put the hands under your thighs. Reach both legs up and keep lifting the heart. Keep trying to rock to the front edge of those sit bones as you breathe. Even inhale, even exhale. Keep lifting your heart up. Whirl those inner thighs back towards the mat below you. And release. Good. So we're going to do that one more time. If you'd like to, you can do it without your hands. And if you don't like to, you can do it with your hands, okay? So we're going to take both legs up. Reach your arms up if you'd like. Breathe. Keep rocking to the front edge of your sit bones. And release when you're ready. Now take the soles of the feet together. Sit up tall. Remember, only do what's comfortable. And forward hinge. Nice full deep breaths. Good. And release. So from here, we're going to come on up to standing for some standing balancing postures. We did start with a lot of movement, which balances the body, and yoga balances your body. So yoga is, the mechanism where you see which side does what. So one interesting thing I'm dealing with, since I had a fall back in October, I'm quite able to drop my knees to the left comfortably like this. So I find when I'm not able to drop my knees to the right, those poses we did earlier, my hips are tight, my knee is tight, and it's from the healing of the bones. So we should always, the joints, the ligaments, the tendons, and how the bones settle. So, what I always tell my students, what you have a hard time doing, how you can always do things like here, I can always go like this, really easy. So here, I have to really think about it. It feels weird in my foot. So what I offer to you to stay in balance is to, whatever you tend to do, if you always do something to one side, start to do it to the other side and be gentle with yourself, because say you've been doing something to the right side for 20, 30 years or whatever. Start doing it to the other side gently so that the body feels balanced. So that's something else I wanted to talk about today with the balance, okay? I'm Italian, so the hands are always going. So let's come on up to standing. And we're going to actually do some, we're going to do some balancing standing postures. But first, let's get the body moving a little. So you're going to inhale, reach the arms up, lock your thumbs, forward hinge. Relax your arms, head, neck, and chest. Bend your knees, it protects your back. Relax your arms, shake your head yes a few times. Shake your head no. Shake your arms like a rag doll. Keep the knees bent, pressing through your heels. And then take the right hand outside the left leg. Sweep the left arm up, gaze up. Nice deep breaths. Remember, don't take the arm behind you. It's in line with your shoulder. Press through the heels and lift up out of the pose a little. Don't collapse. Use your core. Use your legs. Release. Take the left hand outside the right leg. Sweep the right arm up. Gaze up. Nice deep breaths. And what works really, really well with this pose is if you smile. There you go. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms out. Come on all the way up. And palms to your heart. Close your eyes and watch your breath. So again, we're going to stay with balance and the breath. So again, I keep saying this, and I'm trying to really enforce it. I have my little crystal out. I got this spirit crystal from my friend's crystal shop. Can you see how sparkly she is? She was supposed to go on the altar, but here she goes now. So you always want to stay consistent with the breath. So never force your breath. So what we're going to do is simple movements, and we've done them before. We're going to continue to do them in other practices, but you want to move with an even inhale and an even exhale, okay? So don't lengthen your breath today. If that's your tendency, don't. So we're going to take the right foot forward. It may not look like my right foot, but it really is. Reach both arms up. You're going to inhale to a count of 5. As you exhale, or if you want to inhale longer, that's perfectly fine, but never go beyond 10. So inhaling, and then you're going to take the same exhale as you come down slowly, reach the arms back. Inhaling up. Counting. Start the movement when the breath starts, finish the movement when the breath ends. Simple movement, but when your body is connected with breath and mind, oh my goodness, the benefits are like to the moon and back. They're just awesome. Maybe out of the galaxy and back. Moon's kind of close. And the next time you inhale up, stay there. And you're going to take the right hand down and around, reach for your left hip, look over your right shoulder, turning gently, twisting warrior. Now make sure you're really engaging that left leg, pressing the left heel down. Nice deep breaths. So you really want to find that twist, that turn. And inhale through center. Good. So from here, here's where our balance comes in. Right foot is still forward, everyone. You're going to take the right foot to the left calf. I'm sorry. You're going to take the left foot to the right calf. Our right leg was our standing leg. So the right leg is the standing leg. Reach both arms up. Nice deep breaths. Instead of pushing your hip out, stand tall into that foot. Really power up the muscles that wrap around the right leg. Take the left knee out to the left. So we're opening through the hip. You're strengthening these hip flexors on the left side. Breathe, stand tall. Keep pressing down. See how much lift you can get. Use your core. And release. Palms to the heart. Have the eyes closed and awareness is within. Your breath is still consistent, even inhale, even exhale. So really focus on counting through the breath today. And that's going to give you lots of benefit, especially mentally, spiritually, and physically. So take your left foot forward. Right leg is back. So I've got my left foot forward, right leg is back. Warrior one. So try not to arch your back. You want to keep the hips somewhat neutral, but just keep your natural lumbar curve. Don't overarch it because you'll compress these vertebrae in the back. Nice deep breaths. Breathe, and at the top of your inhale, you're going to begin the count as you exhale, whatever your count was. Reaching back, keep the hip back. Notice how I'm not pulling my knee forward. My knee stays in line with the ankle. I'm feeling a nice stretch through my right calf. Inhaling up. Even inhale, even exhale. Start the movement when you start the breath. Arms reach back away from the shoulders. You're getting a nice stretch through the shoulders when you hinge forward. And strength through your left hip flexor. Stretch through your right calf as the heel extends into the earth. Feel it really reaching out away from the body into the earth. And the next time you all come on up, stay there. Nice deep breaths. Remember, don't overarch your back. Put the weight in your legs to support your core. And we are going to float the right foot to the left calf. Again, some of you might need to bring your heel to your ankle. That's fine. Do what's comfortable. And don't push your hip out. See how my hip, I have it pushed out right now? To show you, you want to stand tall into the hip socket. You don't want to push the top of your femur bone out. It takes it out of alignment. So nice deep breath. So really work on this left inner thigh muscle. Breathe deeply. Keep opening the right knee out. Nice deep breaths. And release slowly. Feet hip distance. Palms to the heart. Now we're going to balance into Dasana. So feel the weight through the four corners of your feet. Have your eyes closed. And again, even inhale, even exhale. If you can extend the inhale and the exhale at this point, please do so. Sometimes it's challenging to get extended breaths in some of the more challenging postures. But if you keep the breath even and your awareness on the breath, so say in a challenging pose, you can only inhale to 5 and exhale to 5. But on something more not as challenging to you, you can inhale to 8 and exhale to 8. Do what's comfortable, always comfortable, even with the pranayama, the breath. Feel the muscles in your legs. Feel the freedom in your knees, the joints of the knees. And open the eyes, and let's have a seat. So, again, we don't always need to do a lot of different things. But that we're mindful and that we're balanced is really quite important. So we're going to do seated forward bends. And the fact that we're balancing the breath, I'm being really vigilant to remind you in each movement, in case you forget. Sometimes just doing the posture, the asana, is challenging enough. So I'm trying to be vigilant. Hello. There we go. In reminding you that you should do a conscious effort, create a conscious effort to stay with your breath. So we've balanced the body, and we're going to start to relax the body. So forward bends are about your digestion. They're about letting go. Sometimes you don't even know, well, not sometimes, mostly you don't even need to know what you're letting go of. The body has its own innate intelligence to do that for you. So simple forward bends are extremely, extremely powerful. We don't need to do all these fancy schmancy poses, which are beautiful when they're performed in a Sattvic, balanced way. It's not very beautiful when people are grunting and groaning to get into an asana. I don't think that's what the yogis had in mind when they presented these teachings to us years ago. So a simple pose with balanced breath. Patanjali says the breath flows naturally when posture is comfortable and seated. So they only talk about meditation. So we're going to do seated forward bends. Getting a little philosophical here. So let's bend our right knee. We're going to drop the right knee to the right. Now remember, if you need to sit up on a pillow, sit up on a pillow. Get comfortable. If your hips are tight like this, you might need to sit on a pillow and put a block under your knee so you're not crunched over, okay? So do what's comfortable. Go get your props. I'm not there to remind you. And again, notice I didn't use my hands to take my foot in because I don't want to pull my knee out. If my knee is not ready to do that, that means my hip flexor is not strong enough. So you want to do what's comfortable. Sit up tall, right knee is bent, left foot is flexed. There we go. Reach both arms up. Inhale, you can lock your thumbs like so. And forward hinge over your left leg. Now relax your arms, head, neck, and chest. Stop reaching for your toes. Draw your shoulders back. Press your sit bones down and breathe deeply. You're massaging your stomach, spleen, and pancreas on the left side of your body. So breathe fully and deeply. And gently extend the energy of the leg into the earth. Extend the left heel. Flex that foot a little more. Feel a gentle stretch through the calf muscle. You're also strengthening this muscle in the front. These are your peroneus longest muscles in your shins, and they help you to keep your foot from dropping. If you ever know people with dropsy or drop foot, that's part of what goes on. Even inhale and exhale, make sure. Keep pressing that leg gently. Make sure the right knee is relaxed or pressing down into the floor or a block. And now if you'd like to, stay where you are. I'm just going to move my right foot away from the inner thigh. It'll give me a different stretch through the right side of my body. And I moved it without using my hands. Breathe. Notice the different kind of stretch, but the sternum is still over the extended leg, so breathe. Relax into the pose. Please relax your shoulders, everyone. It's not reach for the foot pose. It's more about lengthening the heart towards the toes. And look forward. Bring your arms alongside your ears. Lock your thumbs. Reach your arms out. Keep the arms alongside the ears. This is very important. And I'm going to inhale, come on up with my upper back muscles, keeping the arms alongside the ears. So that's an important factor to remember in this pose. Sometimes I see people doing this. The arms come up later. They're like an afterthought. The whole body comes up together. The upper body. And release. Legs are staying on the floor. So from here, we're going to take the right foot over the left, sitting tall. Make sure the left leg doesn't move. Hug the right knee with the left arm. And you're going to reach the right arm up and turn. Take the right hand all the way behind you. Nice full deep breaths. Sitting tall. Press down into the sit bones in your right foot. Breathe. Nice deep breaths. You're going to feel a nice stretch through your outer right sit bone, your outer right hip, your gluteus medius, your gluteus maximus. Make sure you're pressing the sit bones down and lifting the torso up, lengthening your psoas muscle and your core. And come on through center. Stretch both legs out. You're going to bend the left leg. Take it inside the right. Sit up tall. And again, notice I'm not grabbing my foot, bringing it where it doesn't want to go, or it's not able to go physically, strength-wise on its own. So I know I can bring my foot all the way up into my inner thigh. It's the same as when people are doing a tree pose standing, and they're yanking their foot into their thigh, but they're unable to move it there on its own. So that just shows me weak hip flexors. So I'd rather get my body strong than look pretty in a pose, okay? I guess that's what comes with age. So reach both arms up, lock your thumbs, forward hinge over your right leg, relax your arms, head, neck, and chest, and breathe. And the same thing on this side, everyone. Even inhale and exhale. Press the back of the leg into the mat. Sit bone presses back and the heel presses forward, creating a spaciousness in your right hip flexor where the muscles can breathe and have blood flow. You're massaging your liver and gallbladder. Keep a gentle energy connecting the back of that leg. Press the left knee down. And as you press the sit bones back, allow the heart to lengthen forward. So allow the heart to lengthen forward, but shoulders back and down. And again, if you'd like, without moving your hands, just take that foot away from the inner thigh. It's going to give you a bigger stretch through the left side of the body. Make sure you're turning to the extended leg and gently forward hinge. Breathe. Any amount of stretch you feel is significant. And the gentler the stretch, the easier the body releases. Now, if you're forcing, the body is going to tend to hold on. So allow yourself to relax and release. Breathe. Really ground the core, ground your sit bones, anchor the tailbone, but lengthen the heart forward. Lock your thumbs, reach the arms forward. Now they're alongside the ears. You're going to use your inhale and your upper back muscles to come on all the way up. It's good for your core, and then you're going to release. Stretch both, take the left foot over the right. Hug the knee with the right arm. Take the left arm up and behind you. Look over your left shoulder. And again, I'm pressing this right foot into the floor. And the left foot. Left foot is flat and I'm pushing down into it. Breathing. Keep that left hip forward. Don't let it shift back when you turn. You want the sit bone anchored and the turn from the waist up. So you're working those inner thighs, your adductor muscles. Breathe. And inhale, come on through center. So we're going to stretch both legs out. Now remember, you're still even breathing. So even consistently as we go into our full forward bend, Paschimottanasana, you're going to still full breath, even inhale, even exhale. As we're doing every asana, if you've forgotten a few, that's fine, it happens. But always bring the awareness back to your intention for your practice that day. So we're going to do a full forward bend. Reach both arms up. Inhale, lock your thumbs. Lock the thumbs. Walk the sit bones back a little so you're sitting right on the edge, or if you're on a blanket, that's perfect. And you're going to press the sit bones back as you lengthen the heart forward over both legs. You might only come down to here, or you might only come to here, that's fine. When you come to where you're comfortable, release the arms and feel yourself lifting over the extended legs. Breathe and relax. Nice full deep breaths. Gently press the energy into the backs of the legs. Tuck the tummy with your exhales. And remember, your inhale and exhale are an even count of breath today. Just know you're massaging all your internal organs. That's why we don't eat for about 2 hours before we practice yoga. Maybe a little piece of light fruit if you really need to eat. Or try to eat way before practice in the morning. Try to lengthen the heart forward as you press the sit bones back. Breathe deeply. And reach both arms out alongside your ears. You can lock your thumbs if you want to. And inhale, come on all the way up. Release your arms. And I'd like everybody to lie down on their back for Shavasana. And quiet these lights. So we balance the body with an even breath today. Even inhale and exhale. And I know a lot of you have practiced with me. I've taught some of you privately. And there's different reasons for different things. Today, I wanted to bring awareness to balance. So if you're used to longer exhales, that's to help you relax, which is perfectly fine. But always try something different and notice how you feel. So now you're going to totally release your breath. You don't have to control it at any point anymore. And you're going to relax. But our practice today is about balance. So notice how you inhale through both nostrils. And the breath, visualize it moving up into the space between your brows. It turns to one-pointedness. And then from the one-pointedness, as you exhale, watch the breath come out through both the nostrils, duality. And I know you're breathing in and out through your lungs, yes, I know, but it's the awareness. So watch the breath. You're going to stay with that for a few rounds. Just watching, letting the breath flow on its own. Watching the natural rise of the body as it fills with breath. And watching how the body relaxes, releases, and lets go as you exhale. If your mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. Your body is totally and completely relaxed. Eventually, this practice of duality falls into your oneness. You're at one with the breath. You're at one with all creation and consciousness. Feel your bliss body and relax. Slowly and quietly bring yourselves back. Gently move your fingers, toes, arms, and legs. Give yourself a big stretch or a big hug or both. You deserve it. You did good today. Balance. When you feel ready, give yourself a nice bend of the knees and rock side to side, rolling to your right. Take note of whatever arises, how you feel, what your thoughts are. And slowly and gently push yourself into a seated position. Have the eyes closed. We'll chant for peace. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the entire creation be filled with peace and joy, with love and light. And may the light of truth overcome all the darkness. Victory to the light within each of you. Namaste. And have a fabulous day. Have a lot of fun. I hope it's nice where you are. So thanks for being here. Have a great day. And tomorrow, you're going to be here tomorrow, everybody. I want to tell you that I will be doing spaciousness. So a lot of times we find locking and gripping of the muscles and the joints. So tomorrow is a lot about finding spaciousness. And when there is spaciousness in your areas where the joints are, the muscles are able to strengthen. You're able to create more space, which allows blood flow, more oxygen. So these are really powerful practices. It's part of what I teach as the joint freeing series. And yeah, I think it's a really important practice to find what we feel in our body. We could just have an awareness of what we feel in our wrist or our knee joint or, you know, the major joints of the body. And as most of you know, that I teach joint freeing series. And joint freeing series is a practice my teacher, Mukunda Stiles, has taught, and he's in Mahasamadhi, he's passed on. But I want you all to be able to really sense what you feel, and it's not about how fast you move. It's about how conscious you are of what you feel in your body. And if you feel pain, you stop. You want to start to feel safe, comfortable movement, and that's what yoga therapy is, structural yoga therapy. So I'm really excited you are all here today, and I want to thank you all for coming, and I hope I see you tomorrow. And remember, Thursday is going to be a chair yoga class, and they're coming to cut my grass, so I have to shut off. Bye. Love you. Bye.